Hello, welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video. Yes, this is Ghostbusters for Commodore 64. This was released by Activision in 1984. I think I've already said that. No, I haven't. This was the first film tie-in game that I ever had, because I did get this game back in the day. In fact, I think I got this game on the day of release. Well, cut a long story short, I went to one of the computer shops in Southend with $1.99 with the intention of buying a Mastertronic game, and my old man was with me. He'd given me a lift into town, and for some reason he came into the shop with us. And this was running on one of the Commodore 64s they had set up in there. Someone was playing the actual game. We heard the music and we were saying, cool, that's, well, not fucking brilliant, but yeah. And my dad just said, do you want it? I said, well, I've only got £2. So he got it for me. So in a manner of speaking, I got this game for £2 on the day of release. I'm sure it was the day of release. I mean, it was $10.99, so it was actually slightly more expensive than the regular price for a full game. Now, if you are familiar with this game, then I've got some good news for you, which is that I am not going to be doing a full playthrough of this game in this video. So we'll start up again then. F1 takes you to this screen, F3 takes you straight to the vehicle selection, but with this screen, if you've already had a game and you've made a profit and therefore you've got an account, you can then start off with more money than usual. I think you only start off with 10,000 otherwise. So, alright. Do you have an account? Yes, I do. My account number is KQQNSDTN, I think. Yep, there you go. So, I have 999,900. So, yeah, you do only start with 10,000 normally. So you cannot buy the high performance car unless, you know, you've already had a game and got one of these accounts already set up. So press space to view car options, or 1, 2, 3 or 4 to purchase the car. So we'll do the space. That's fucked up. That's supposed to look a bit like a VW Beetle, but yeah. So this is the cheapest car, it is the slowest, it carries 5 items and its top speed 75 mph. That car's fucked up as well. That's the 1963 hearse, that's the one that they actually use in the film. So this carries 9 items of cargo, it's a bit faster at 90 mph. This one actually works, so this is the third car, carries 11 items of cargo, which is actually the most, because the number 1 car doesn't carry the full kit and caboodle. Top speed is 110, so it's reasonably fast, but there's a faster one. This one, the high performance, costs 15,000. It only carries 7 items. Top speed 160. But that's the car I'll have because it's the fastest, and therefore, well, yeah, I'll go into therefore in a bit. So now we need to load up the various gears. So the PK energy detector, if you have that, it will warn you on the main map screen when a ghost is about to appear at a house. And that's all it does. To be honest, its usefulness is a bit limited, but fuck it, I can afford it, so we'll put it on. Image intensifier is a lot more useful when you are trying to catch a ghost at a particular house. Without this, you really can't see it very well at all. So, yeah, we'll bung that on there. Marshmallow sensor, if you go past the house that the Marshmallow Man is going to attack, the house will show up as white, so you know that you need to hang around. So I'll grab that. Ghost bait, it doesn't say it's essential, but in fact it is. What happens as the ghosts move faster, you can drop some ghost bait and it attracts the ghosts towards it. You really need to save it for when the 4 ghosts that appear on the map screen are going to form the Marshmallow Man, because that's the only way you can stop the Marshmallow Man. Otherwise it would just destroy a house and bosh. So ghost vacuum, that will stop ghosts from reaching the centre of the map, which is essential. These traps, you do need at least one. Obviously they are the traps that you put the ghosts in when you catch them from a particular house. And then finally this thing, portable laser confinement system. That means that you can keep emptying traps into that. I think you can empty, it's either 8, 10 or 12, I can't remember how many, but yeah, you can empty that many traps, or in the case of the setup I've got here, just keep emptying your one trap into that. Then once that's full, you can go back to the HQ and empty it, and then, you know, off you go. So essentially it does the same job as either 8, 10 or 12 traps, but you do still need at least one of those regular traps on the car. That's it. I cannot fit anything else for 2 reasons. Firstly, I've maxed out the car, because if I try and put a second trap on there, it won't let me do it. And secondly, because there is nothing else to add to it. So let me stub my fag out, and let's get the game underway. Press E and off we go. So you move the ghost symbol around, and the flashing house tells you that there are ghosts there. Next step is to drive there, and I mean, you can move the car left and right, but for the moment that is all you do on this screen. Riveting, eh? So here we are then with the ghost. Best place to put the trap is in the centre. Then I always put the first bloke to that far side, the second bloke here. You then move the ghost and try and get him stuck in the centre, release the trap, and you've caught him. Ghostbusters! Now, as much as I hate to say it, I have already pretty much shown you the entire game here. So on the main map here, you can see there are these 4 ghosts appearing in from the corner. They're all heading towards the central building, the Zool building. So if you move over them, they stop. That pink one there means that a ghost will be turning up there at some point. Now the more distance you cover on the map here, the longer it takes you to travel to the location of the red flashing building. Now because I have the vacuum, press fire and you can then hoover up the ghosts, and it puts them back to the starting point. They don't go on to the Zool building. You notice the city's PK energy level there is constantly rising. As the ghosts head towards the centre of the map, that energy level goes up and up and up, and as more ghosts here reach the Zool building, that goes up quicker. Oh, fuck this one up. I just managed to get away with that. So as you can see, the ghosts that I hoovered up with the vacuum cleaner, they've gone. They've headed back to the corner. But each time they reach the Zool building, it means that the PK energy level goes up faster, You'll notice also that there is a key and what looks like a padlock. This is obviously representing the keymaster and the gatekeeper. When they meet at Zool, that means end of game. But if you have made enough money, then you will get the chance to go up against the Marshmallow Man. That's not very centralised, but hopefully I'll get away with it. That looks alright, there we go. Now you earn more money for each ghost you capture, but yeah, I'm in a situation here where money really isn't important. But you do have to make a profit in order to actually succeed in the game. So if you start off with 999,900 dollars like I did, yeah, fuck that one up. If he does that 3 times, then you have to go back to GHQ and get more of your blokes back. So we'll try and stop this ghost here. There we go. We'll stop this one. Right, so they've all been stopped, but I've still got to wait for a building to start flashing to tell me that there's a ghost there. So you do spend a fair bit of time just sitting here on the map screen doing that, or doing nothing, just waiting for something to happen. So what I'll do, I'll go to GHQ and get my lost bloke back. I'll also yeah, hoover up the ghosts and so I'll get them back to the starting point rather than having them entering Zool. And to enter a building that is below you, you have to push or pull down on the joystick and fire. Otherwise, if you just press fire, you go to the building above you, like here, and you'll notice that there's no ghost here, so you just piss off again. Now, I say I could, you know, be moving the symbol around the map and finding out where ghosts might arrive. But if you do that, it means you have a lot longer, you know, you're spending a lot longer in the car driving around getting there. So right, let's I'll collect 1 ghost on this trip, or was it 2? Yeah, it is 2. But yeah, I've pretty much shown you everything in this game already. So oh, fucking bollocks that up. I think, yeah, the PK energy level goes up each time you fuck it up as well. So if you fail to catch the ghost, it looks like the PK energy level goes up 300. So we'll have a stab at catching this fucker, and then if you don't have the image intensifier, oh fucking hell, you can only see him in windows and in doorways. So you can see they are going, the ghosts are moving a bit quicker, largely because I keep fucking up catching the Slimer ghosts. So I need to go back to GHQ and sort out, you know, get some of my men back, because soon I'm not going to have enough to you need to have at least 2 available, and I only have 2 available. So well, let's get the review underway then. Graphically, for a 1984 game, I think the graphics are fine. they haven't exactly stood the test of time, but for 1984, yeah, they're perfectly okay. Audio again. I mean, in 1984, the audio was fucking unbelievable. It's like, you know, fucking, you know, Commodore 64 is playing the Ghostbusters theme tune, and not only that, there's speech in it. So yeah, it blew us away. The sound effects were never anything to really write home about, and there aren't very many of them. But yeah, it was all about the music and the speech when the game came out. Again, I don't think the game has really stood the test of time, you know, audio-wise. And then you get to the gameplay. Yeah, the gameplay is extremely repetitive. It doesn't take long for it to get extremely boring because you're just doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. I mean, it does start to pick up and get faster once the PK energy level reaches about 4,000. And as I say, in order for that energy level to get that high, well, you either keep fucking up catching the Slimer ghosts, or you let these ghosts on the map here get to the centre. Which means that when you are driving to the car, you got to ask yourself, is it really worth me hoovering up the ghosts like this? Now, of course, if you haven't got the hoover fitted to the car, then this stage of the game, which appears every single time, you know, after the map screen, you're not doing anything, because this is all it is. It's watching the car drive, and if you pass through those ghosts, hoover them up. If you haven't got the hoover, you cannot do anything on that screen. But there is, you know, a huge amount of the game taken up of sitting there watching that screen there. Something else to also bearing in mind when you're catching the ghosts here is, of course, don't cross the streams of the what do you call them, the pack things, whatever those fucking go. I don't know, it's been years since I've seen the film. I thought the film was okay when I first saw it, but it's aged about as well as the game has, actually. Here we go again. So I'll stop these. Now there are two houses that are flashing. Hopefully the other one will still be flashing when I get back. Now, of course, obviously when you're on here, if these ghosts do, you know, go past you and you can't hoover them up in time, and you'd have to be exceptionally shit for that to happen, then yeah, they will continue where they left off on the map screen. Come on, hurry up over here. There we go. But I mean, as you can see, catching the ghosts, you're doing the same thing every time. The only part of the game that I haven't shown you, and I'm not going to because you have to play a full game to get to it, is involving the Marshmallow Man. Actually, there are two bits on him. Firstly, it's if he's on the map screen, the four ghosts that are appearing in the corner, he's buggered off. Cunt. Right, we'll go here. They move very, very quickly to one particular address. That's when you have to drop the ghost bait, and then yeah, then they appear right where you left the ghost bait. So don't move once you've dropped it. And you then stop the Marshmallow Man. If you can't stop the Marshmallow Man, he destroys one of the buildings, and then that building is out of the game. And then at the end, if you've made once the PK energy reaches 9999, if you have made a profit, you head to the Zool building in the centre of the screen, where the Marshmallow Man is standing outside it. He's just jumping from left to right, and you have to try and move past him into the Zool building. If you do that, I assume then that is game completed, because I've never been able to do that part. So, right, gameplay. It is extremely repetitive. The map screen, you know, so you become tempted to like not bother stopping the ghosts, because you want the game to sort of speed up, hurry up, you know. Then there's this bit. Like I say, if you haven't got the vacuum cleaner, you cannot do anything on this screen except just move the car left and right. If you've got the slowest car, this bit goes on for a fucking age if you've been moving around the map quite a bit. And then, well, I've shown you how to catch the ghosts. It is extremely simple for the most part. I've fucked it up a couple of times, but yeah, this is it. I think I need to empty the containment thing, so I'm gonna go back here. So yeah, I mean, in '84, when I first got the game, when anybody first got the game, yeah, I mean, Ghostbusters was still an extremely popular film, so people were raving about it then. But it didn't take people long to realise that it is fucking tedious, especially this part, the driving part. And it may not look quite so tedious in this video because I've got the fastest car. If you don't think it's tedious, get the slowest car and then try telling me it's not tedious. So yeah, it's just endless repetition. So after I'd gone to the first house and caught the first ghost, I'd shown you everything that the game does. Fuck it, let's go here. So how do I rate it? I rate it not a lot. The graphics are, as I say, they were okay at the time. They've not stood the time well. Audio, I've never actually been much of a fan of the rendition of the Ghostbusters theme. I mean, alright, yeah, it was quite impressive to hear it in '84 because at that time, you know, computer games didn't do renditions of fucking pop songs, which were currently #1 on top of the pops, you know. So it had the novelty value. Well, the thing is, with this game, it's all about the novelty value, and once that novelty is worn off, you soon find that there is absolutely fuck all here worth bothering with. So, I mean, the speech is okay, and that's really about it. So I score the game 2 out of 10 because, yeah, the speech is pretty good. You know, but the game relies so much on novelty, and let's say that novelty is long since worn off. So I suppose, you know, if you haven't played the game before, you might think it's okay, or at least you might think it's okay on your first go of it. But once you get to like your second go, and as soon as you see this screen appear again, that's usually the moment that the novelty has started to wear off and you just think, I can't be bothered. So something just completely distracted me there. I can't remember the score I just gave this fucking thing. Or did I give it a score? Well, anyway, I'll score it. See, that thing's fucked off. So we'll go here. So I score it 2 out of 10. The speech is okay. They did at least attempt to do the Ghostbusters theme, and you know, well, the graphics are recognisable as, you know, being things from the film. But yeah, that's oh, okay, I managed to stop it just in time. Now, I said I wasn't going to have a full playthrough, but I'm very quickly getting to the point where I am, you know, doing a fucking full playthrough. So, so to spare you any more of this fucking thing, no, I think this will do. So, yeah, Ghostbusters 2 out of 10. The novelty has long since disappeared. It's really not worth bothering with. It's just very repetitive and very tedious indeed. So that's it then for this one. Yeah, Ghostbusters for Commodore 64, 2 out of 10, and I shall be back then with the next review once I've decided what that's going to be, because right at this current moment I haven't got a clue. Alright, yeah, okay, back whenever.